Welcome to Unboxed Daily. I'm your host, Jason.
I'm Anton.
And we're here to talk about the latest and greatest from the world of product reviews and unboxing videos. And hey, I know that there's a lot of people out there talking about the Pixel 3 XL, even the Pixel Slate, but nobody's really talking about the Google Home Hub, which I think is actually kind of worth chatting about. I mean, I don't want any product to feel left behind, and I think this is kind of interesting. Would you agree?
Let's do it, man.
All right, let's do it. Have you had a chance to take a look at it? I mean, did you see any of the articles, any of the videos about it?
I actually have not.
Well, I mean, the screen itself is like any other. It is, a display. It's integrated with Google Home, right? It's only 7 inches diagonally. It's not like 10 or larger like some of the others are.
Right.
But it seems like it's a fairly sharp screen. It has obvious benefits the way that any other smart display would have, right? You can call up things like recipes, directions, videos, all that good stuff. One of the interesting things, and we'll come back to later with this, it doesn't have video. You can't actually you can't make a Google Voice like video to video call, which I think is interesting. What it does have, just, for those that want to know more, it does have voice differentiation, which I think is interesting. So multiple people in the house, depending on who's asking the question, it'll know who it is and it can answer sort of uniquely to that person. So if you're asking for directions to a place you've looked up before, it can give you something related to that, maybe recommendations based on
Calendars too.
Calendars, gotta love that. It has ambient EQ, which I think is interesting. This is the ability for it to read the light around the room and actually set the brightness and contrast accordingly. So it doesn't feel as though it's this bright light unnecessarily in the rest of the room, which I think is cool. And it has this Google Home control panel, so you can actually access from the display all of the other connected Google Home devices so that you don't have to go to each device individually and adjust settings. You can do it all from the screen. What are your thoughts in terms of just the overall product offering? Is this the kind of thing that would be useful for you in your home?
I love to cook. And the one thing that I hate doing is, while in the middle of something simmering, having to look up the phone and unlocking it, and I gotta open up the browser to find the recipe, scroll down, refresh, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have the single screen just right there, very accessible. Sometimes when you're cooking something like a risotto that requires you to kind of be there and watch it the whole time, it would be nice if there was something right there where you can maybe consume some content. Your favorite episode of, I don't know, The Good Place or something.
Best show on TV right now, hands down. Mike Schur, genius. I'm gonna tell him I said that.
Alrighty.
Do you think it's weird that it doesn't have a camera? I mean, with so many other smart displays that have that, it seems odd that they left it out.
You know what? I'm not mad at it.
Okay.
Everyone's really worried or really paranoid about Google listening in to your Google Home.
Sure.
So I guess omitting a camera might help ease some of those folks,
I guess, but you have, I have a camera on my laptop. There's cameras everywhere. Hi, Mom. What's interesting to me is that the lack of a camera is almost in of itself a statement, right? I guess Google's kind of saying put this anywhere and it'll be safer. But it just feels like it's more of a missing feature. The Lenovo Smart Display has it, and the JBL display has it, and even Alexa's Echo Show has it, right? It just, to me, it feels strange.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Alexa, how do you think this compares to the Echo Show? Is this better, worse, inconsequential? Should Amazon be worried?
The whole thing is your ecosystem. Being in Google's ecosystem already, I'm not really considering an Amazon Echo Show. If you're already using Alexa, you're probably not going to go to Google. So I think these two products will coexist.
Yeah, you do bring up a good point about the idea that once you're kind of in an ecosystem, you're committed to it. There's not a lot of cross-platform functionality. Obviously Amazon and Google, massive companies, right? They're not going anywhere, and I don't think that this is going to strike fear in the hearts of any Amazon stockholders.
Is this like a HD DVD Blu-ray thing?
Yeah, I think so, a little bit. Yeah.
Betamax VHS?
Hey.
Well, if you're old, it's Betamax VHS,
right.
Yo.
The answer is obviously Betamax, just so we're clear. And really, if you're super old and you're really high quality about this stuff, Laserdisc. Beautiful.
Yeah, it definitely was.
I loved that, like, when I was a kid, the woman who ran the media center at my elementary school would bring out this giant disc, and she'd, like, it was like a ceremony. She'd have to open it up, and she'd have to, you know, white glove, lift the disc onto the player, and then she'd, like, press the button, and it would, like, slide in like it was a pizza going into an oven. The whole thing was insane. I loved it.
So I haven't really read up about the Google Home Hub.
Yeah.
Who would you recommend I check out?
Well, there aren't a ton of videos out about it yet. Tech with Brett has a video that's a specific in-depth look at this specifically. So totally worth checking that out. And honestly, I would go back and compare that against other videos about, like, say, the Lenovo Smart Display. Thunder E had a great video about it. I know that Tim Schofield had a video about the Lenovo Smart Display. And really, I would just compare and contrast. And ultimately, if you're going to go down that road, it's really about understanding what it is you want to buy that is most important in terms of functionality. And obviously, as more videos come out, you know, I'll make sure that you're well informed. Don't worry. Well, that's it for us here at Unboxed Daily. Thanks as always for joining. If you like what you saw and you want to check out more, head over to Unboxed, where you can keep track of every new video that gets launched about this product and more, and check out all the great profiles from the creators that we track, including the top 100 on YouTube. If you like what you saw and you want to check out more, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well, because we really do appreciate it, and be sure to tell your friends. In the meantime, thanks for joining. I'm Jason.
Anton here.
And we'll see you next time.
Peace out.